Well, SABC News reporter Natasha Phiri has been covering this summit for us, and she's standing by. Very good afternoon, Natasha. Very interesting reaction from the president there. And of course, on the very serious side, this is a real problem for municipalities because they do rely on fees from electricity.
Definitely, Nompo. I mean, yesterday the same thing happened when Gauteng Premier David Macro is actually addressing delegates. The same thing happened. He was load shed on stage. And today the president himself was also load shed on stage. And I mean, also pending from that and coming out from that, he had to address the issue of electricity in municipalities. And you know, in the country, Nompo, there is an issue of municipalities owing ESCOM millions, if not billions of rands. But also, like my earlier guest speaker, when I was speaking just an hour ago, had said that ESCOM also owes them, as in municipalities, money. And the president there saying that this issue really needs to be dealt with speedily, but also imploring mayors of the various municipalities that were here to actually write letters to government, come up with proposals to actually, solve this problem, more especially if they want their ESCOM debt to be wiped off. But earlier on, you played their clip, Nompo, of the president saying that there is going to be a 21-year review of local government. The same thing was echoed by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, yesterday when talking to her. And, it's quite interesting that after the president had said that, he had said that government does not need a diagnosis of the state of local government. We know what the problem is and what they are. With that said, I just want to bring my guest into the fray, and we'll just unpack these issues. Prof, thank you so much for joining us, Professor Masume. It was quite interesting that the president had said that, as national government, they know what the problems are at local government. But why aren't these problems fixed? Yeah, the issue is that the fixing of challenges, and just to correct Mr. Masume, the challenges, even though they are known, they are in the domain of implementation. So the ability to implement is not straightforward. So you want to fix one issue, and you find that because it is part of a system, it has got a knock-on effect on other things. Then there are issues of constitutionality and so on. For example, we know that municipalities owe ESCOM, but there are many other government departments that owe municipalities. Logically you would have said, let's offset all the debts against the different government departments, but it's not as easy as that. There has to be a structure, it has to be within the legal framework. He also spoke about, attracting investment to municipalities, and what the president had said that in order to attract investment, in order for, our economies to grow within these municipalities, you need a municipality that is running efficiently, that is a well-oiled machine. Yes, it's true. And he gave a good example with a mayor from rural Japan who went to Tokyo and visited all those big companies and said, please come and invest in my area. Yes, it's true that you need a well-oiled machine. But there's a chicken and egg about this. Sometimes when the investment comes, then things are well oiled, because what oils the machine is money. Money is part of what oils the machine. Of course, there are skills, there are other things. But skills also go where money is. So that's why there was a debate about when we attract engineers into municipalities, should we be paying them based on how small the municipality is, or what is the benchmark based on what the municipal manager earns? Because they are professionals in their own right, and they could be paid better in other industries. So for that reason, there is a serious shortage of engineers in municipalities. He also acknowledged the fact that, sometimes political contestation and political interference actually causes a paralysis when it comes to service delivery in local governments. Yes, it's true. It might just be one of the top three issues that cause paralysis in municipalities. You remember that before 1994, the city engineer used to be separate from the town clerk, who was the equivalent of a municipal manager. So the city engineer will do the engineering work, and the town clerk will actually do the administrative aspects of that work. But the city engineer was a very serious position that had the latitude to make engineering decisions. Right now, on issues like maintenance, it's not clear what does a politician do in the maintenance space. Put an engineer, the asset management will happen much
much more easier. Of course, there will be interfaces, but unfortunately, when they shift to have the municipal engineer as a director, as a Section 57 employee under the municipal manager, then the municipal manager, some of them, that relationship was strained because it's not like an equal relationship. But municipalities are about infrastructure more than they are about anything else.
And just lastly, moving forward, what needs to happen after the summit?
I think there are three important things that came from this that must happen. First, the funding formula for local government, that must definitely change. We need to review some of our policies in terms of the legislative provision, the compliance regime, to say, should a municipality like City of Cape Town, with a first world outlook, be operating under the same rules and regulation as a small town in Kamhlaba or any of those rural municipalities. So maybe there might be a need for a policy differentiation. But the president has invited local government to say, submit all your requests, all your policy requests, and I think that was a very positive thing. And I think lastly, the district development model featured very strongly. It looks like they're working in silos. Will eventually now come to an end.
Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Masume. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, Nompu, there you have it from Mr. Masume from UCT. We're just unpacking what the president, had actually addressed delegates on. And of course, he was raising those three very important components, saying that moving forward from the summit, such things, such proposals need to be implemented to ensure that there's service delivery on the ground. Because remember, Nompu, at the end of the day, what counts is, our communities, our people on the lower level. They are the ones that actually need basic services with urgency. With that said, it's back to you in studio.